Thank you so much to Travis and to Matt, are going to be led today by the Red Feather Drummers, and I have better names for them. So please welcome Rev Judith Laughing Owl, Susan Singing Rain, Janet Me Too, Deborah Leaping Fawn, and Rhonda Two Wolves. They're going to be leading us along with Evan Pritchard, who will lead us in a beautiful reenactment. And then Reverend Leonosa Artizone from the Peace Education Center of the Hudson Valley is going to get us down and dirty with some science. So we're going to have a little bit of reverence, a little bit of farming, and a little bit of science today. Just to explain a little bit why we're doing this, and in fact at Old Dutch Church, this is our whole month is dedicated to reverence for Mother Earth. And one of the reasons is found on the yellow sheet in your program. It says reparations. So this is a recommendation that was voted on and approved, not by this church, but by 33 churches or more in the Hudson Valley. We all belong together. We're a sisterhood of churches, kind of like a diocese, but we call ourselves a classis, and classis means fleet. So like all of our churches are going down the Hudson River as a fleet of, I like to think of us as geese floating on the top, all going in the same direction. And this is something that we decided to do. There was a land sale. So the church owns property. And we all know that this property really didn't always belong to us. And in fact, a lot of it was stolen property, right? And so there was this land sale, and it was this beautiful piece of Esopus land. But it was kind of tricky land because it didn't have a lot of access to roads. So it was beautiful land, and the committee that was in charge of this land and what to do with this money that got sold decided that they wanted to use it as part of reparations. So reparations repair hurts that have been done in the past. And so we know that this land that this church is on and that the whole stockade was on absolutely belonged to the Esopus Muncie. And the same is true for many of our other churches. So the committee that was in many ways led by one of our elders. So Lydia, would you stand up? Lydia Newcomb is, just wave your hand, Lydia. Lydia was really adamant about this. Lydia and another elder named Linda, whose name is on here, they worked very hard to come up with a solution. And so they felt in their hearts a burning need to do the right thing with this money, and they were also going to teach all of our churches about how to do some reparations. So this land proceeds was split up in three ways. First, there's a group in Wisconsin, because many of the Esopus Muncie from this town and neighborhood were pushed out to Wisconsin, and some of them even further into Ontario and further into Canada. And so in Wisconsin, there's a cultural museum and learning center of the Stockbridge Muncie community. And you can read about what they're going to do under the explanations with this money. So this money is going to help them preserve their culture and teach their culture. The second group is the Esopus Muncie Lifeways public educational programming at Seed Song Farm. So raise your hand if you know of Seed Song Farm or if you've ever been there. So that's a local place that we can all go to, and we can participate in these programs. Very important. And finally, Something new is going to be happening at Seedsong Farm, a moon turtle medicine wheel sculpture, which was in many ways led by Evan. Evan, are you up there? Evan's up there. Stand up for a minute, Evan. So Evan helped design this sculpture, and none of it was enough to do all the things, so the money's getting split up evenly into these 3 initiatives. And I have to say, it wasn't easy to get this going. It was really complicated. The first thing the committee did was go to the Association of Native Americans, which many of the women here and Evan participate in, and they asked them, what should we do with this money? Instead of making a decision for others, they asked our friends, what do you want us to do? How can we help you, and what your goals are? And so they came up with the Seedsong Farm initiatives. And then the committee met a snag, because when some of the pastors on the committee, some of the most renowned and most educated pastors said, wait a minute here, that's church money. And in the church, our mission is to lift up Jesus and to tell the mission of Jesus and to proclaim the good news. And I don't see the good news being proclaimed at Seedsong Farm and in the moon turtle medicine wheel sculpture. So they said that that was a problem. In a way, it's a good thing they did that, because they said, well, even the people who are here, we don't even know if they're descendants of the Esopus Muncie. They didn't know. But they wanted the money to actually go to people who were descended of people who got pushed out. So they came up with the number 1. And I think that that was a great compromise. So everybody got their way. But the local programming and the local sculpture wouldn't have happened if Lydia and Linda, the elders, just kept talking and explaining why it was so important for Christians to support indigenous and native spirituality. And I think that we needed to hear from the elders, we needed to hear from our native sisters and brothers and siblings that enough work had been done in Jesus' name that hurt people. And so, for once, we could join with these groups and lift up the beauty of the earth. And so, to me, the spirit of these reparations, which was passed by all of Classis. Now, Classis has both ministers and elders, and I think that the elders had all the wisdom in this case. They did not in any way budge from their belief that this had to go to these very worthy causes. And so I would like to applaud Lydia and everybody who went ahead and used this money the right way. Thank you, Lydia. It's not a lot of money, right? So to me, as a minister here, I'm going to commit myself to helping these projects along, because we have to raise more money, we have to go out to Seedsong Farm, we have to send letters of encouragement to the Esopus Muncie in Wisconsin, maybe visit there someday. There's a lot more work to do, but I'm so happy that we got started on doing something really important. Now, the other thing that we're doing is, last week I preached on St. Francis and Pope Francis and Pope Francis's encyclical, Laudato Si, and we talked about how St. Francis first and then Pope Francis brought the sacredness of the earth to all of our consciousness. And to me, that's what our relationship with our native friends brings us all the time. We need to be taught. We need to sit and listen and talk and appreciate what our leaders and elders are teaching us. So I'm so grateful that you're all here today. And now, with no more ado, I welcome the Red Feather Drummers to lead us. Especially Reverend Judith. So you're going to lead us in our prayer.
Do you want to do this? Do the song first?
Oh, do we have the song first?
Yeah.
Oh,
the
okay,
song.
yes, of course. Sorry.
Gitchiganu.
Gitchiganu, Opajamanawago means the great eagle will guide us along our journey in life.
Okay.
The words are in the booklets that were passed out, so please join us.
Yes,
That would be
please.
great.
Please join us. Okay, very easy. Gitchiganu, Opajamanawago, way-o, 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 way-o. Gitchiganu, Opajamanawago, way-o, 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 way-o. Gitchiganu, Opajamanawago, way-o, 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 way-o. Gitchiganu, Opajamanawago, way-o, 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 way-o.
7.
Way-o, way-o. Gitchiganu, Opajamanawago, way-o, 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 way-o. Gitchiganu, Opajamanawago, way-o, 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 way-o.
One more time.
Gitchiganu, Opajamanawago, way-o, 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 way-o.
Later. Big witch. Big witch. Big witch.
Oh. Okay. Wow. It's nice to see so many smiley faces here today. Oh. Thank you for joining us. Native Americans, before they do any ceremonies or powwows, get-togethers, celebrations, whatever, or services like this, we do prayers before all else, where we express our gratitude. Okay. So we give thanks every morning, looking out to the east sky, where we greet the morning star and give thanks to the Creator and our ancestors and pray for our relatives' continued survival. We give thanks and gratefulness for all that nature provides. This ceremony today is very emotional for me, so bear with me. To Grandmother Moon, the sun and the stars which are their ancestors' campfires, we send you our greetings and our thanks for your gifts of light, warmth, guidance, and enlightened teachings. We are grateful for all that we have and for all that we're about to receive in the very near future. Our minds are now one. Mother Earth gives us all we need for life. She supports our feet as we walk upon her. It gives us joy that she continues to care for us as she has from the beginning of time. We send our greetings and thanks to Mother Earth. Our minds are now one. Mother Earth gives us the waters. Water is life. We give thanks to all the waters of the world. We turn our minds to thank all fish life who give themselves to us for food and who also cleanse and purify the water. We send greetings and thanks to the spirit of water and to all the fish. Our minds are now one. We give our thanks to the four-leggeds, to the two-leggeds, to the creepy-crawlies, to the no-leggeds, to the winged ones who give their lives to feed and clothe us and to clean Mother Earth. We send our greetings and our thanks. Our minds are now one. To all plants that sustain many life forms as far as the eye can see, to the medicine plants that heal us, we send our greetings and thanks to all the plants and medicines and the keepers of the medicines and the healers. Our minds are now one. To the trees we give our greetings and thanks, to the tall ones, our brothers, for shelter and shade, for nuts and fruits and wood to make useful things. Our minds are now one. We gather our minds to greet and thank the teachers who have come to help us throughout the ages. When we forget how to live in harmony, they remind us of the way we were instructed to live as people. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to these caring teachers. Our minds are now one. Now we turn our thoughts to the Creator, our Great Spirit, and send greetings and thanks for all of the gifts of creation, for all the love that is still around us. We gather our minds together as one and send our choicest words of greetings and thanks to the Creator. Our minds are now in one. In closing, if I left out anyone, it was not my intention to do so. Please add your own prayer of gratitude. Our minds are now one. O Seli Heliga, we are grateful. O Seli Heliga, we are grateful. Join me. O Seli Heliga, we are grateful. Thank you.
The earth is our mother. The words are in the booklets. Please join us. We'd appreciate that. It's a lot of fun. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead. 2, 3. The earth is our mother. We must take care of her. The earth is our mother. We must take care of her. Hey, younga, hey, younga, hey, young, young. Hey, younga, oh, younga, hey, young, young. The sky is our father. We must take care of him. When I was about 8, my mother practically dragged me out of the house. And she said, we're going to do something out here. And the way she said it, I'm thinking, uh-oh, am I in trouble? And she said, grab that bucket by the door. And I thought, oh, okay. There was a door outside the door, and I picked it. Oh, this stuff stinks. What is it? Never mind, she said. Come with me out into the garden. Well, the year before, she had dug up all this dirt, and she chopped up all these plants and made it like a mulch. And she said, okay, come with me. So I'm like, trying to carry that fish way over here. It was stinky. And she says, okay, now we're going to clear the ground. And we're going to make a mound, nice big mound. Okay. She says, you go yours over there. Just a little more. That perfect. Make a nice big round mound, nice and big and plump. Okay. I'm going to put fingers in there and dig a little hole. Okay. Then we're going to put some corn seeds in there. But before we do, you got to put some fish in there. Ew, really? Okay. Phew. Put the fish in. Put the corn in. Perfect. Put the fish in. Put the corn in. Bury it up. Water it. Then she said, on the other side, we're going to put some beans. Make a little hole. And put some beans in there. But first, we got to put some fish. Stinky, stinky fish. Oh. And then we're going to cover it up. Then on the other side of the corn, we're going to dig a hole. We're going to put the fish in. Ew. And cover it up. And then we're going to water it all. And she said that the reason is that the corn grows tall, so the beans can climb up to get to the sun, and the squash, the leaves spread out and covers the ground, keeping it moist and weed-free. I said, that's the 3 sisters, she said. I said, wow. Because there's 3 of us in our family with my sisters. There's 2 sisters, that makes 3, so. And it made a lot of sense to me. And it's like, ever since then, that's how I plant my garden. It's easy. Just the stinky fish part, though, is not. Miigwech, thank you.
So, places, everybody. Now, we're going to see the play for Mother's Day for the 3 sisters and the dead fish, a play about trusting the process. So, all our actors are on set. Hello, everyone. Hello. I am Evan Pritchard. I'm a descendant of the Mi'kmaq people, where my name is Abakbahamich. That's chipmunk in English. And I am going to tell you a story about the first people to farm here in the Hudson Valley, the Native Americans. And many people here will help tell the story. But to really tell it really well, I need your help. Whenever you hear someone say, any of the actors or actresses say, I gotta trust the process, then you please chime in and yell out, you gotta trust the process. So let's try it now. On cue, let's try it. I gotta trust the process, and you say, you gotta trust the process. Well done. Well, we're ready for TV now, aren't we? Okay. So here's the story. Like any good story, it starts with once upon a time. Gutakomeo Lawate in Muncie, by the way. Once upon a time, long before the Native Americans signed any treaties that gave away the land, now known as Kingston, there was a field, a beautiful field, beside the western banks of the Esopus River, in a place that used to be called Atherhackton. See if you can say that with me. Can you say Atherhackton? Atherhackton. The field that was just ready to plow. In fact, hey, I see someone plowing right now. Who's plowing? Yes, wonderful. You like his hat? Isn't that a wonderful hat? This is a Native American farmer whose name was Chipmunk. He belongs to the people known as the Esopus Muncie. The Esopus Muncie were part of a much larger family called the Lenape. So plow some more. Now, Chipmunk has plowed the field, and now he is ready to plant seeds. Chipmunk?
I, Chipmunk of the Esopus tribe, live a simple, quiet life. Whenever I grow food, I first ask permission of the earth to plant my corn and help it grow, and then my friend, the wise tobacco man, will make it so.
Just then, a woman draped in blue twirls forward, dancing, and then stands beside Chipmunk. This is Mother Earth. Okay. Chipmunk takes his shovel and starts to dig. He starts to dig, but every time Chipmunk pushes on the shovel, Mother Earth says, ouch, ouch, ouch. Mother?
Ouch! 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 I'm your mother, and you're my son, and you dig where I'm coming from. But humans are not in a high position to cut my skin. You need permission.
Aha. On Mother's Day. Chipmunk kneels down. He places his hands in a praying position and begs Mother Earth permission. But Mother Earth loves her son. She pats Chipmunk on the head and places her hands on his shoulders, and Mother Earth urges Chipmunk to stand tall. And then mother and son shake hands. Aha. Then Mother Earth sits down and covers herself with a drape of rich, earthly brown dirt. Tobacco Man comes forward.
I am called Tobacco Man, and I am part of Creator's plan. I will dig this little hole to bless this ground, which is my role. To help plants grow here and all around, I sprinkle magic tobacco on the ground.
Tobacco Man digs small holes and sprinkles his tobacco. Then Tobacco Man curls up next to Mother Earth.
I spent all day trying to plow, and I am feeling hungry now. And I'm so afraid of losses to my crops. But hey, instead of worrying, I'll try to trust the process.
Then everyone says,
You gotta trust the process. Still, I wish I had a stinky fish and the perfect fertilizer to make this soil rich.
oh. Now, someone new approaches but stays out of Chipmunk's sight. Oh my, I think it must be Grandfather Whitefish. Grandfather Whitefish. And see, today, he is disguised as a humble turtle.
can't see me, Chipmunk, but I'm here to grant you your wish. I look like a turtle, but they call me Grandfather Whitefish. My job is to help you eat a healthy diet. And I don't brag, I just keep quiet. Nonetheless, I do deliver. I put fishes in your river.
Now, does anyone in the audience have a dead fish that they brought with them? You do? Yes. Yeah. If you have a dead fish, don't be shy. Bring your dead fish. Yay. And we're going to divide them and all that stuff. Okay. See, this is a long process. Grandfather Whitefish puts a dead fish in Chipmunk's hands. Isn't that exciting? Chipmunk gets so excited he lifts the fish up high in your right hand. It's like celebrating. Yay, yay. And then places it on the ground. Grandfather Whitefish also curls up under the earth next to Tobacco Man. Okay, go ahead. Don't be shy. There's room for more. Then Chipmunk plants a corn seed and sings a song and shakes a turtle rattle. This is the Delaware Blessing Song. Chile, hey, dono deo, hey. 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 Shuge, shuge, hey, wuskate. Wodaha, 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 wode. Chile, hey, dono deo, hey. Chuge, chuge, hey, wuskate. Wodaha, 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 wode. Chile, hey, dono deo, hey. Oi. That's the Delaware Blessing Song. Then Chipmunk kneels down, and he prays to the spirit of water to make it rain. And then a new spirit appears called the water manitou. Here comes the water manitou. Now, a manitou, thank you, is a name for a force or a spirit or an essence that pervades all nature. Water manitou.
I am the grandmother of the water. Mother Earth, she is my daughter. Sister Corn will be her child. I will bring a rain so mild that it will bring no harm at all. And Sister Corn will grow so tall.
Water manitou carries a watering can, and she pours water on the corn seeds. As Water Manitou hears the Nibi-Wabo song, she dances. Chipmunk dances too. Chipmunk is inviting the water spirit to help grow the corn. Now the Red Feather Singers will sing Nibi-Wabo.
Please sing along with us.
If you have sticks, click them.
You too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nibi-Wabo and Dion, Haki Miskli, Nibi-Wabo. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, ho. Nibi-Wabo and Dion, Haki Miskli, Nibi-Wabo. Hey ya, hey ya, hey
hey ya, hey ya, ho. Ho. Woo.
Big witch. Thank you, Evan.
Thank you.
My song says, "The water I carry is the blood of Mother Earth. Water, sacred of my environment."
And the water Manitou joins the others under the earth. Go roll right in there, don't be shy. Now, I'm sorry, you people can't join them right now. I'm sorry. Sister Corn walks in and she twirls around. Then she sits down in front of all the others. There's Sister Corn. Sister Corn carries a basket that she places on the ground. In the basket are 4 green leaf blades and some lovely corn for popping, and a few other surprises. Show them what you got. Okay. She comes prepared. But Chipmunk shields his eyes with his hand and looks out over the field, the corn seed that has been planted, and the water has been poured. But nothing seems to be happening. There are tiny green shoots, but no food yet. Chipmunk is getting very anxious.
This corn is so slow, it's like watching green grass grow. How much longer must I watch it? I really hope I can trust the process.
So everyone encourage Chipmunk, okay? You gotta trust the process. Okay, that was good. In a few weeks' time, Sister Corn begins to slowly grow. Sister Corn picks up the 4 green leaves, and standing up, she lifts her hand to spread out the 4 green leaves. Yay.
I'm the girl called Sister Corn. In the springtime, I am born. Native people dance a fun dance, celebrating my abundance. When I grow 4 green leaves, Beanie Babies look for me. They will be my baby sisters. All last winter, I have missed those happy sisters.
So the Beanie Babies enter. They are draped in green beans attached to yarn. We are adapting here. Beanie Babies. Okay.
Sister Corn
Sister Corn
will help us thrive
will help us thrive
as we help keep her alive.
as we keep her alive.
Right now, we're just learning to walk,
Right now, we're just learning to walk.
but soon we'll climb Corn's towering stalk.
Soon we will be climbing Corn's towering stalk.
That will keep us less muddy.
Will keep us less muddy.
My sisters and I, we're best buddies.
My sisters and I are best buddies.
We bring nitrogen to corn's dirt,
We bring nitrogen to corn's dirt.
and Sister Corn lifts us up so we don't get hurt.
Sister Corn lifts us up so we don't get hurt.
So, bravo. Beanie Babies wrap green strands all over Sister Corn. Give this a minute. To the green strands. They pull on the strands. And then, like magic, Sister Corn stands up as tall as she can. Rise and shine. Sister Corn holds the 4 green leaves out, and Beanie Babies rise up with the corn, and they hug each other, and they all yell, "Sisters!" Aw. And that is exactly when Grandfather's son dances up and twirls about to join in the fun. Look at this.
I'm called grandfather's son, and I'm a bright and shining one. I drop by here every day to share the love from far away. Sister Corn has long been fair, but now I gift her yellow hair.
Oops. Okay, and this is summarizing pages of science, by the way. Grandfather's son places yellow hair on Sister's head and these silky tresses. Sister Corn collects pollen from other corn stalks that float on the wind, and so much pollen collects from all over. Sometimes this results in multicolors, you see, which Americans call Indian corn. Notice all the colors get along harmoniously. Next to enter is someone we know, our old friend Manitou of the wind waltzes in. And remember, a Manitou is a spirit who deserves our reverence and our respect.
I am Manitou of the wind. I bring storms, but I'm your friend. I blow pollen on your hair, and soon you have kernels everywhere.
Yeah. Manitou of the wind stands beside Corn's sister. And then she pulls out a step stool, of course, and stands on it. And then she makes the pollen blow all over. Wow. That one. That was exciting. Wow, so much pollen sticks to Sister Corn's hair.
Many creatures of the wind and sky, such as bee, bird, and butterfly, help spread pollen from stalk to stalk.
Mm-hmm. And the birds and the bees and the butterflies stand up and flap their wings. They find the pollen on the ground and sprinkle it all around. To thank them, Sister Corn offers them popcorn. Sure. Yeah. That's movie popcorn, and you're in the movie. Last of all to enter the scene is Sister Squash. Thank you. Thank you, butterflies. We love you. And here comes Sister Squash. She grows close to the ground and covers the earth with her green leaves. Sister Corn and the Beanie Babies sit down. And it smells good up here. Sister Squash covers their feet with a blanket of squash vines. Okay?
I am Squash, and I am awesome. Soon I'll have a yellow blossom. Lenape people, take that flower and fry it. You'll love the taste. Why don't you try it?
But Sister Corn and others are not very interested in the fried squash blossoms. Keep trying, keep trying. They shake their, any of you want squash blossom? They shake their heads and say no thanks. Instead, they keep eating popcorn. Sister Squash takes some popcorn and offers it to Grandfather's son. Now, Grandfather's son is delighted.
Oh, Sister Squash, my little pumpkin. Your broad green leaves are really something. You keep the summer bugs away. You keep summer weeds at bay. You shade the sun, but I don't mind. So if you would now be so kind, please take this gift, some lovely blossoms from a shawl, so you'll be the fairest of them all.
With these words, Grandfather's son places the blossoms like a necklace. All three sisters hold hands and they form a circle and start to dance around. Okay. Dancing. Oops. Everyone claps hands. Go ahead. And they sing a round dance. You a hi ya hey you a hi ya you a hi ya hey you a hi ya way hi ya hey yo yo way hi ya hey yo you a hi way hi yo way you a hi ya hey you a hi ya you a hi ya hey you a hi ya way hi ya hey yo yo way hi ya hey yo you a hi way hi oh way. They stop. Everything stops. Then grandfather's son reaches into Sister's Corn's basket, and he hands Sister Corn an ear of corn. And Beanie Babies get some beans. Okay. And Sister Squash gets a squash. Whenever you're ready. Oh, look, hold it up. Show us the squash. Yay! When he sees the beautiful, nutritious, and delicious veggies straight out of Mother Earth, Chipmunk jumps up.
Whoa! I can hardly believe my eyes. The three sisters worked together all season long. I almost gave up, but they helped keep each other strong. Until their delicious veggies blossomed, I only hope my turn is coming.
So each of the three sisters shares her gifts with Chipmunk. Chipmunk holds the veggies up high and raises his arms in joy.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. You gotta trust the process.
I keep telling you. Okay.
You
You've got to trust the process, Chipmunk. All Mother Earth's creatures now bow deeply. Stand up and take a bow. And we thank you, audience. Thank you. Take a bow. We thank you, audience, for joining us on this journey. We say Wanishik, which means thank you. Everybody, Wanishik.
Wanishik.
And now the storytelling flute will close the story. Thank you, everyone. All right. And now,
I don't envy who's going to clean this up. Hi, everybody. I'm Reverend Dr. Leonisa Artizone, a friend of Liz's and a part of this community here in Kingston, and I run the Peace Education Center, and I'm going to tell you more about that. But I'm a biologist, right? So I started out many years as a scientist, then became a social scientist, and then went to seminary with Pastor Liz, and we are now theologians. And so I'm very excited that I weave all this together. But I'm here today to go to my roots, which are scientific roots. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about science and climate change. So our co-leaders today in this wonderful play have invited us to reimagine our connections to Earth, which is our mother, our only home. It's the thing that gives us life and nurtures us, and it's not simply necessary that we take care of it, or it's not simply important that we take care of her, but it's necessary, because if you're paying attention, you know that Mother Earth is in peril. Now, I know there are some people out there who like to say climate change isn't real and the planet's doing just fine, but I'm here to tell you that is not the truth at all, because every study, and I read a lot of them, every study done about the planet tells us that humans are the cause of global warming, or what we now call climate change. And you know what did it? It's because we stopped caring about Earth, and we became really addicted to fossil fuels. So I'm going to go through some of the ideas you may know, and then I have an assistant here who's going to show you some of the signs that are in the back of, in the narthex, which is really the front, right? I think this is the, okay. So here's a few facts you may not know. The amount of carbon dioxide, do you all know what carbon dioxide is, by the way? Everybody take a deep breath in, and then exhale. Okay, so what we're exhaling is carbon dioxide. What do we inhale? Oxygen, right? And we need that. Our lungs need that, right? All living things need that. So we have been putting more carbon dioxide into the planet's atmosphere than ever before in the history of the planet, right? And people will argue and say, oh no, it's, the Earth always goes through these changes and this and that. And I work with people who go to like Iceland and other parts, and they dig out ice and they track those measurements, and there's never been as much carbon dioxide as there is. And it doesn't mean that we're breathing more. I mean, it does mean there are maybe more humans, but it also means that we're putting more into the atmosphere, and a lot of that comes from burning fossil fuels, right? So gas, right? And we all heat our homes with oil maybe, although hopefully your solar was the option. But anyway, we're doing all that stuff, and at the same time, we're cutting down trees. And trees are really important, right? Everyone love trees? I personally try to thank or hug a tree at least once a day. I encourage you all to do the same. I tell all my students to do it too, right? So trees have the amazing ability to take carbon dioxide out of the air, and through photosynthesis, they then emit clean oxygen for us to breathe. And they also can clean the air. They take out all the impurities while they're taking out CO2. And not just trees, but every green thing, including teeny tiny green things in the water called cyanobacteria that you may have never seen in your life, but they are working their little green bottoms off for us to clean the air and take out carbon dioxide and add more oxygen. But what happens is when we have too much carbon dioxide in the air, those gases get trapped. How many of you have been inside a greenhouse? Hopefully at least once, right? Are greenhouses cold places? No, they're usually quite warm. Or have you sat in a car on a hot day with the windows rolled up? Yeah, right? There's a thing they tell us not to leave our pets or our children or things or groceries maybe in the car with the window shut, right? Because when the heat goes in, it has nowhere else to go. And so these greenhouse gases create this like barrier around the Earth's atmosphere, and the heat has nowhere to go. And that's why the planet gets hotter and hotter, if you're ever wondering how that works, right? And then what happens is as the planet's getting hotter, glaciers melt, right? Those frozen water that's been there for, I don't even know what number to use, thousands, millions of years, are now melting. And then where does all that extra water go when that melts? into the ocean and other bodies of water. And that's where we get this thing that you've heard called sea level rise, right? The oceans are getting higher, and there are islands that are going to slowly disappear. They're already happening, all right? And then what happens when all this extra water is in the atmosphere? We get really bad storms, right? If you've paid attention, right, on the news and you listen, there are more tropical storms coming through because there's all this extra water, evaporation, extra water in the atmosphere. And the sad thing is the people who get affected the most are usually the poorest people in the world. People who live in places where they don't actually drive cars, and yet their islands are the ones that are getting flooded, right? Now, there's a cool group of scientists called the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and they have been for years saying, we can fix this if humans just stop putting so much CO2 into the atmosphere. But we've already kind of passed their threshold, so now we really have to think about all these lessons we've learned today to try and fix some things. Because there are some other bad things, too, that have happened. We've lost animals, or what we call biodiversity, the variety of life. Since 1970, which is even after I've been alive, there has been a 73% decline in wildlife. So that means things that were around maybe when I was born, or my parents, or my husband, I'm trying to think of people older than me, they don't exist anymore, right? We like to talk about the dodo bird, but we're talking about other things too. Also, we see drought and wildfires and storms, like I said, and these affect how much food we can grow, right? So these beautiful three sisters can't grow if there's no rain, or if the earth is so hot that the seeds get scorched, right? We're out of balance. And I wanted to add this thing too, because I don't like plastic at all. And I know there's others of you, because I know you from other parts of my life, that don't like plastic either. So plastic is made from those same fossil fuels that make petroleum. And basically those muckety-mucks who run those petroleum companies have all this extra product that they have nothing to do with. What should we do? What should we do? Oh, let's turn it into these things and make people buy them. But do you know that no plastic can effectively be recycled? And I mean that, and people get mad at me when I say that, but it's absolutely true. So we put those things in the bin, and you know what happens? They get shipped off to Philippines or Bangladesh. Used to be China. China said, no more, thank you, we don't want it. And they fill our oceans. And then they break down, and they make these things called microplastics. And they have found microplastics in people's organs, in our blood, and in mother's milk. So think about that our Mother Earth is getting polluted with these things, and so are our bodies as people who live on Mother Earth and who are mothers themselves. So that's kind of sad and bummer. I don't want to be a bummer, because I want to talk about how we can use some of this information to make changes. So a bunch of young people worked with me and the co-director of the Peace Education Center, B, to create an interactive exhibit that I want to encourage you when you leave the narthex, maybe while you're waiting for lunch to be ready, just do a quick lap there and check out some of these posters. And we're going to share some with you, because we want to talk about the Hudson Valley. And what they did is researched the Hudson Valley. So slide number 1, please. Yes. So first I want to talk about the pawpaw tree. Have people seen pawpaw trees? Yeah. No. Right? So some people, yeah, right? Not here anymore, right? There used to be this area of the Hudson Valley, or along the Mahicantuck, which is the real name of our river. Let's all maybe not call it the Hudson, because he was a dude, whereas the Mahicantuck is its indigenous name, which translates to the river that flows both ways, which is true about the Hudson. So along the Mahicantuck, there used to be tons of pawpaw trees. And then those pesky colonial settlers came along and said, we don't know what to do with this weird fruit. We're going to get rid of it all, right? And they cut them all down and got rid of them. thankfully not all of them, because some survive and people still grow them and are willing to give you seeds. So if you want to grow your own pawpaw trees, we can get you some seeds, right? Now, I've heard, who's tasted pawpaw? Me. Oh, some of you have? Okay. Good. Okay, I have not yet, but I've been told it's like a mango banana kind of taste. Yeah. I would love to try it too. Exactly. So I'm going to get a hold of some pawpaws, right? Yeah, that sounds sweet and yummy, right? But you got to be careful with the seeds. You can't eat the seeds. No. It does sound healthy. It is healthy. But because people didn't know what to do with it, instead of listening to the indigenous people, the Native Americans, they just said, let's just get rid of them all and we'll plant apples. Now, of course, I love apples, but I think I'm going to start planting pawpaw trees, right? So the pawpaw tree is a native plant that we can restore to the area, and I feel like that's consistent with some of these things that we've been learning about how to do some planting. Okay. Now, then, my young friends wrote and talked a lot about water, right? You ever heard that expression, water is life? Right? And we saw Sister Water, Grandmother Water, Manitou, did I get that right? We need water, right? So that one, yep, that's the one, thank you. So one of our students printed this picture. It's called the Wallkill River Watershed. So we live in what's called a watershed. Now that's not like a shed that you hold your tools in, right? It's a watershed, and what that means is there's an entire area within the Catskills, where we live, where all the water from that area, so what we would call little streams or creeks, or cricks, as I've been heard, or small rivers, or things that the scientists call tributaries, all of that is on our land. And everything we do to the land goes into those water systems. And then that water flows and picks up other things and makes its way to the Mehicantuck. So any pollutants we have on our land or our little streams will make their way to the mighty Mehicantuck, where there are fish trying to live and other things, right? So we have to be super aware of what we use on our property, on our land, right? What we use for fertilizer, what we throw away, right? So we talked about fish heads and nitrogen. Well, a lot of people don't plant with fish heads, although I think I'm going to try some stinky fish heads, thank you very much. But when we use other things that are chemical compounds and we use the wrong amount of them or something unhealthy, they get washed into streams and they go into the rivers and they cause other problems. I'm going to ask some of the folks in here, have you all read the book Silent Spring by Rachel Carson? Yeah, so I put that on it's very sciencey, but that's why I like it. But she talks about how when we put things into Mother Earth, it's really hard to get them back out. So we got to be really mindful and protect our waterways. And along those lines, in addition, so those waterways will lead to the ocean too, so we know that. What's my next sign? Okay, these things. Yes, that is the one. Has everyone seen, I wish I had a portable, thank you, dear. Can you hand these out to people? Sure. And let them pass them around? Rafaela, my daughter and sidekick, is going to show you all these little spiky, cool black things that may look interesting, but they are not very good. They are called water chestnuts, or castañas de agua, right? Water chestnuts. If anyone's ever taken a walk at Kingston Point Park, right? How many of these have you seen? They're everywhere. So you could pass them down so everyone could feel one. They're spiky. They probably make cool earrings. I don't know, right? Maybe I'll try. No, they might hurt if you lie down on them. But so water chestnuts are actually an invasive species. So pass them around so you can all feel them. And we have more outside. So one of Rafaela's best friends from SUNY New Paltz did a study on water chestnuts in the Mehicantuck. And like I said, they're an invasive species, right? And so they grow like crazy, right? You've all seen how many there are. You can walk by and there's just piles of them. They don't belong here. They came on ships from Asia and Africa and Europe, and then fell off and said, ooh, I like it here. I think I'll live here now. And then they grew and grew and grew and grew. Now, some people have learned how to eat them, but they're not really a staple in our diet, right? Because I guess you'd have to crack that crazy thing open and see what's inside. So I know Italians don't eat them. I'm just going to say that. I was an Italian. Okay. So those water chestnuts grow into plants, right? So they're, in essence, they're not a nut. They're more like a seed, if you think of it that way. And as you see here, they will grow in the Hudson, and they have taken over. Again, if you've walked along the rail trail or that part of the Hudson, you'll see this giant patch of green growing on the Hudson. And you probably think it's pretty, right? Because green things are pretty, and we think, oh, maybe they do photosynthesis. But the problem is they grow so fast and so much that they block the river. And remember we mentioned, well, what photosynthesis, the most important ingredient for photosynthesis is the sun, exactly. Now, there are things living in the river, little tiny plants, that fish can eat. They're not eating the water chestnut leaves, right? There's things. If the sun can't get through the surface of the river, then the little tiny plants can't do photosynthesis and grow. And what happens to them? They die. And so if they're a food source for the fish, do the fish have anything to eat? No. So it's all connected. So feel free to remove water chestnuts from the Hudson, or you can be part of a group. There's a big group out of SUNY New Paltz that leads trips to go and remove water chestnuts. And because we really want the other critters to get their sunlight. And so outside we have more information about water chestnuts. And then, thank you. There we go. Okay, what do we got? Okay, this one. The last thing I want to say is other things about water. We have, these are 3. You're going to have to stand next to me for one of these. Okay. You can hold 2. All right. Look at this. I feel like she's Vanna White. No one gets that reference, right? Turning the letter. Okay, right. Or at the boxing matches when they, okay, never mind. So another student from SUNY New Paltz, a fellow named Dean, did some research, about AI. Have you all heard of artificial intelligence, right? Okay, I see some faces that I like because they're grumbly faces, right? Now, AI is technology that lots of folks say, oh, that's important, AI, technology, yeah. AI uses a ridiculous amount of water. And we have a little chart to show you. I think you have the, okay, in one search of AI, if you asked AI, like ChatGPT, to write you 792 words, which is not even a full page of text, right? You wanted to write a love poem to somebody, let's say, and you wanted it to be long, right? That's the same as taking a gallon of water and just dumping it on the ground. 1 gallon of water for not even a full page of text. So think of folks who are writing papers or using it at work to generate ideas. Every time someone uses AI to write an email or get a review on their thingamabob, those little devices we live on, it's like taking water and just dumping it. Now, we have a lot of water on this planet, but it's in oceans, which makes it salty. We can't drink salt water. Right? We can't, well, you can't cook, well, you can cook with it, but, you're not supposed to. You have to desalinate it. You got to do all this work to get the salt out. So if we keep wasting water, we're going to have a drought around the whole world, right? So this is my way of saying, and Dean wrote these very cool facts. I think it's this one first. So in one day, ChatGPT consumes 39.16 million gallons of water every day. And this is, which is a number I can't even, like what? How many zeros is that, right? So he said, it's enough to fill almost 1 million bathtubs for every resident of San Jose, California, or, this is a fun one, to flush the toilet 24 million times, which is the same as the entire population of Taiwan flushing their toilet at the same time. That's 1 day of ChatGPT, okay? And then he does other things. In 1 week, it's more water than Disneyland uses in 2 weeks. Now, how many people are traveling through Disneyland? Think of how much water goes through there. In 1 month, it's the same as filling, it's at 1.2 billion gallons. It's filling almost 2,000 Olympic swimming pools, if that helps you. Or to give everyone on the planet 2 glasses of water. These numbers are mind-blowing to me. I won't even get into the year one because the numbers are too big. But the point is, that's something we can do, right? We could say no to AI. We can try new ways of planting and growing. We can think about how we connect. And I wanted to put it in these scientific terms because as a scientist, I hang out with other scientists, and we often talk about science has a communication problem. We don't always make things clear for people to understand, right? But we have to try, and that's why we're excited to share this exhibit. And I'll stand back there, and if people want to ask me questions, they can. So when we use more than we need, when we waste, and we don't live in balance, we're hurting ourselves. We're hurting Mother Earth, but ultimately, we hurt ourselves. So that's what I wanted to share. I don't want to be too much of a bummer because I think our beautiful message is that we have to do better. We have to find how we're connected. We have to make choices that are good, not just for ourselves, but for every living thing on the planet, and especially for our Mother Earth. So come on back and look after services. Oh, but I have one more sign. That's the one. So the Peace Education Center, come on, stand up, lady. The Peace Education Center in July will be opening a Peace Museum and Learning Lab, where we are creating a space to learn about peace and all aspects of peace, which include not using AI and wasting water for people on the planet, which includes how to heal from natural medicines, which includes how we talk to our neighbors, which includes how we pay reparations to our indigenous siblings. So we hope that we will see you in July at the Peace Museum. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Leonisa and Rafaela. And now we will sing our closing song. We're changing the words a little bit, but we've all sung it before. We've all sung this song. But today we've got the whole world in our hands because we're the ones who can protect Mother Earth. So we're going to sing, We've Got the Whole World in Our Hands. And Travis is going to lead us. If you're a singer, you can come forward. We have some of our chorus people come forward, come and sing, and stand up, and we'll all stand up and sing this song together, okay? bulletin, we're going to bless one another. And then after that, you're welcome to go back to the narthex on the way out and look at some of the amazing exhibits that are there. And when you're hungry, come back to Bethany Hall. In Bethany Hall, Evan has some amazing books of his, if you'd like to look through those, and you can purchase those. I want to thank the Red Feather Singers for leading us today.
Yay! I'm giving myself a hand.
I want to thank Evan for his amazing leadership and writing and teaching.
Yay!
I thank Travis and all the players here. Leonisa and the Peace Education Center and all the students who were here yesterday and today, and all of you. So let's bless one another. As the sun rises higher and lingers longer in the sky, so may the Creator be exalted in our lives. As squirmy pollywogs and glowing fireflies flaunt their beauty, so may the Creator be glorified in our lives. As a newly hatched baby birds announce the season, so may we help Creator renew the home that is our Mother Earth. Friends, our service has ended. Let our service begin.
Thank you for having us here. Thank you.
Has anybody noticed
I love
the pictures inside? The corn started out as just a grass with seeds. And then the next picture shows a progression of the size of the corn and how it grew over thousands of years.
Mom, and that's what it's about.
Miigwech, thank you so much.
That was amazing. That's what happened. Beautiful. Your mom taught you the right way.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Left her. One got away.
I want to sit on it.
Yeah, that's